last but again not least, definitely, so Pedro Tavares, a partner from Deloitte, and he's also a EMEA Telecom Center of Excellence leader. And so Pedro will be looking, from what I understand, into the future, so into the hyper secure world, and I really hope it will be hyper secure, So, and what are the different things that are coming that could help us achieve that and protect ourselves of all these different threats that people are saying, and maybe there are some technologies or solutions that are coming that will help us in that way. So please, Pedro, floor is yours to give us your vision on that.
Okay, good morning, Thomas. Can you hear me well?
Yes, very well, thank you.
Okay, so good morning to all. Let me start. Thank you, the organization, for the invitation that was addressed to Deloitte, and in particular to the Telecommunication Network Engineering Center of Excellence. Also, congratulations to this awesome event. I have learned a lot, and so congratulations to Telecom and the Portuguese government for the organization. So the idea of this presentation is during the next 10 minutes, I'll try to share with you and with all the audience what is our perception of the growing importance of the submarine cable networks for today's society, and at the same time, the dangers to which they are subject with regard to attacks of all kinds, not on physical, but I'll focus mainly on cyber, as we will see further ahead in this presentation. So when we think of critical infrastructures, we immediately think of energy, for sure, gas, medical services, distribution chains, water, and, well, at the end, maybe telecommunications. It's not on the top of our minds. What I'm sure is that submarine cable networks will hardly come to our mind. Now, think with me. In the first quarter of 2020, an entire planet, us, almost stopped because of COVID, right? So what do you think would have happened if telcos, if telecommunications have got sick too? Of course, we were facing critical telecom infrastructures. So telcos, telecommunications, and special network cable, submarine cable networks are critical infrastructure and should be seen like this as water, energy, and all the others that I already mentioned. Submarine cables, as I already told you, are critical infrastructure worldwide, and a downtime can cause dramatic economical consequences, as there are some cases across the world, and is surprisingly vulnerable to interference by hostile actors. So it's quite easy to damage a submarine cable. I would say, easy to hear, or it's not difficult to hear what is inside, what is passing, what is being transmitted in a submarine cable. So let's look at some numbers to reinforce this idea. I think it was Vasco that told us, that shared with us, that almost 100% of the international communication traffic was carried out by submarine cables. We have, well, 100% difference. We have 99%. So it's almost all the international traffic is being carried by this type of networks. 1% most probably are satellite communications. We must be aware that we have around currently 400 submarine cables worldwide that are transmitting data as we speak. And we also have 1.3 million kilometers of submarine cables right now globally in service. On the other hand, I would like to share with you some main trends and challenges that we are seeing in the market, and I'll change to what we are seeing around the cyber attacks and cyber threats. So as you know, consultants always have many numbers to share, and I'll try to focus on the most important ones, and those are. Let me ask you to focus on the left side of the slide, and after that I'll go to the middle, and at the end on the right side. So at least 7.5 million records have been exposed through data breach 2 years ago. Let me put this in perspective. If a record corresponds to a Portuguese citizen card, like this one, okay, let me put it this way, yeah. Okay, it means a data breach of 727 countries like Portugal, considering that we have approximately 11 million inhabitants, which is huge. So we all can understand in perspective what is the amount of data that were exposed we honestly, we don't know where this data is. We have of course some ideas, but they are no longer private. On the middle, we have other numbers. That is the annual number of malware attacks worldwide. So damage related to network attacks is projected to hit 6 trillion annually by 2022. So next year. Wow. Now let's talk about money. So on the right side, chief information security offices are really concerned with the increase in attacks that they are experienced, and they are seeing the others also experience. And the consequence of data breaches of information and are therefore spending much more money on, boxes, firewalls, DMZs, hardening services, and we have seen a new trend. This is not new in the industry, but it's quite new in the clients. Is everything that is related with the methodology called zero trust, where no one trusts no one. So people are really afraid of what can happen in their organizations. And of course, a submarine cable and who runs a submarine cable is not different from this. Now, I told you about the importance of submarine cables and how vulnerable they are. And after that, the growing number of attacks and the consequent breaches of information. Is now time to come and bring these two realities together. So in one hand, I have submarine cables. In the other hand, we know that they can suffer, they can be damaged by cyber attacks. So conscious of time, because I'm between, we have the lunch just after this presentation, I will not detail further this table that you are seeing on the screen, but I would like to focus your attention on the red balls. Okay, let's focus on the red balls that represents the high impact of the threat. So we found that on the near shore is especially attractive for vandalism. It's not difficult to understand. Data theft and cyber terrorism activities. And this is due to the fact that the cable is still not in so deep waters and is easily accessed to be heard. These activities, we all know, are usually carried out by boats and specialized divers who act usually quickly and by night. On the other hand, espionage activities are already carried out in deep waters, typically by submersibles that can act from long time without being discovered. And I'm talking about this area of the table, okay, here. Aware of this reality, we think that it's crucial to take measures to protect the information, the cables and the information inside the cables. And we would like to highlight two of them. There are a couple of more, but in our understanding and for the sake of time, let's just to highlight two of them. One is around data protection. and how to secure the data that is being transmitted inside the cables. So we want our data to be secured, encrypted, based in one technology, and what we are thinking is quantum key distribution methods. This is the next slide. And after that, I'll be talking just a little bit about something that we already heard. That was the smart cable that we allow enhancement of the submarine cable infrastructure safety. So time flies. So I only have 3 more slides, as I told you, to tell you about these two methods. The first one is quantum technologies that will make wiretap, intercept, or crack information impossible. But what are they? Let me just try to explain you what is quantum, what is this well, very interesting phenomenon. So traditional computing, we all know that is built upon the bit, so 1 or 0. But in the quantum world, there is a new phenomenon called the superposition. And the superposition let us 1 qubit, that is the information unit in this new world, perform two calculations at 1. So as you have as you have more qubits, you will have the possibility to compute much more information. Another characteristics of this technology is that if you try to understand what is the status of the channel, if you try to understand what is inside, you interfere with the system, and the system will destroy the key itself. So it's impossible using these methods to understand the key, and of course to decrypt the information that was encrypted at the emission. Just for curiosity, IBM's current largest and operational quantum computer contains 65 qubits, and they announced 1 million quantum computer, a qubit quantum computer in 9 years, so by 2030. So let me go a little bit deeper on this, but not so deeper as I would like to go, but for the sake of time. So the use of quantum distribution keys is becoming more and more popular, since it avoids all the complexity of encrypting the data using public and private keys, as you can see on the left side of the slide. Using quantum key distribution, the data is encrypted and sent at the same channel, as you can see here. Okay, here on the right side. So data and the key, they are sent on the same channel, because any attempt to tap into the communication channel destroys, either by disrupting the channel and change the qubit state, as I explained before, or causing decoherence in which the information is encoded. So completely impossible. Those are the good news. But we have some bad news right now. So this is true. We have live systems that are available into the market, but they are not available yet available for submarine cables. So we have them for short distances. We can see them, we can buy them, we can use them. But for long distance, they are not still available. There are a lot of investigation, especially at the universities and some private institutions, not in Portugal, unfortunately, and for now, but maybe in the future we will have this kind of technology being also developed here in Portugal, because we need to cover a longer distance, and right now that is not possible because the technology that was developed does not allow us to do that. So let's talk about the cable protection. I'll be very, very fast here because this topic was already covered by the other speakers. So the smart component will allow us to enhance the submarine infrastructure safely, while enabling the science to new and more accurate data on the seabed. So we will be able to have movement detection, seismic detection, and also tsunami detection. These are the ones that everyone talks about. They are, well, the most important ones. Of course, there are other possibilities that the smart cables can have, other characteristics, but these are the main ones. Just to close the presentation, and this is a call for action for all of us, and especially for the ones that deals with loss. Okay, so protecting submarine cables must be made a national and, in our opinion, an international security priority, based both on physical and cybernetic protection, and regulation is key. So our call to action is that the international maritime law shall include regulator in order to protect against cyber attacks. We do not see much happening in this space. In other spaces, yes, but specific around the international maritime law, as far as we know, nothing is truly happening, and we really think the key of success, one of the key of success, is here. And I close the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.